Previously, we have organized an online FD program on pedagogical innovations and strategies in higher education from 27th December 2023 to 3rd January 2024. Our SKR and SKR Government College for Women, accredited with NAAC B grade, established to impart quality and value-based higher education to women students with excellence in teaching, learning and research to create, sustain and apply knowledge and skills in an interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach and to bring in changes on par with the needs of the society, particularly in the context of globalization, and to empower women students to contribute towards nation building. Then coming to the present orientation program, you know this is meant for orientation towards new assessment pattern for NAAC accreditation. We are the pioneers in organizing this kind of program to enlighten the faculty working at UG colleges about the new framework and upcoming NAAC reforms. I'm happy to inform you that we are motivated to initiate this program by our principal, sir, Dr. V. Salim Basha Garu. We are grateful to him. I would like to introduce our first resource person, Dr. P. Anil Kumar, sir, OSD, NAAC Assessor, APCCE, Mangalagiri. Professor Anil Kumar, sir, Kadappa was awarded the PhD degree in zoology in 2011 for his work on seasonal variations in the production and distribution of zooplankton in Koringa backwaters of Kakinada Bay from Usmania University. Professor Anil sir is an inspiring teacher and received the highest appreciation from students and faculty for his teaching, speeches and research on various platforms. He published 42 research papers in reputed international and national journals. Professor Anil sir served in many administrative positions. He served as Executive Director of Skill Development in 2022, State Level Expert Committee for Assessment and Grading Higher Education Institutions in 2022, NAAC State Level Coordinator for Online Admissions in 2020, State Level Advisory Member for State Level Committee on MOOCs in 2019, Coordinator, State Knowledge Advisory Body in 2017. He served in various memberships in professional bodies such as Life Member in AP Academy of Sciences in 2021, Member Institute of Scholars in 2020, Life Member in Dr. A.S. Rao Awards Council in 2017, Member in Indian Science Congress Association in 2015, and Life Membership in International Red Cross in 2006. Sir has also received the following awards like International Scientist Award 2021, Academic Excellence Award 2020, Associate Fellow of AP Academy of Sciences 2020, Best Teacher Award 2013, and District Level Best Teacher Award 2012. Currently, Professor Anil sir is present. He is serving as Principal, SCIM Government Degree College, Autonomous Tanuku. Welcome, sir. I thank our...
Thank you, madam, for your kind words.
Thank you, sir.
I thank the organizers for organizing this very important workshop, which is the need of the hour. And I also thank Principal Sir Salim Basha Garu, KSR and KSR Government College for Women, Autonomous, and also the A.C.T Academy Kerala unit. Really, they are doing wonderful works. So I think it's the first of its kind. Whenever there is any new document from UGC, this A.C.T Academy is coming forward to arrange workshops on such initiatives like innovative pedagogy. Recently, that is already done in association with KSR and KSR College. And now it's in a series, it's a second one, I think, on accreditation on new format. Really, this is a very important new format. There is a transition period. I think you all know that almost 20 to 25 years has been rolled out for the NAAC accreditation of the establishment of NAAC for accreditation of colleges as well as universities across India. So taking the large volume of universities as well as colleges across India, it is going to be a very Herculean task to get accredited on time and on tenure basis. If you read the statistics of the accredited colleges across India, it is only 21%. So there is a lot to go and a lot to move on. So in this aspect, as a continuous advancement and on a continuous enhancement of quality basis, the NAAC is formulating so many different methodologies from time being, and it is now coming in a new methodology. It is called as whether accredited or not accredited, called as a binary system of accreditation. So there is a very important change as for this NAAC as well as the accrediting universities as well as colleges in India. We have to compete at global level. So for this competition, there are a lot many changes are there. So far we have different bodies like NAAC is one assessing body. Like this for professional colleges, the MBA is also there. And apart from accreditations, there is a program accreditation, there is institutional accreditation, and of course there is a ranking also there, that is NAAC is there. And apart from this, UGC has mandated in its act, that is 2F and 12B, it has mandated some organizations like NAAC and NBA. Of course, if any university also or IITs come forward, it has a mandate to check for the quality assessment. This is what actually aligned with the UGC Act, that is 2F and 12B. So apart from this NAAC, many organizations will come into picture because taking the massive to be accredited colleges across India, maybe very soon, some other organizations also get amalgamated, and they will be, as per suggestions given by Professor Radhakrishna, the chairperson, who is also the former director of ISRO. And apart from Radhakrishna committee, there are many academicians and many scientists involved in this committee. And they have proposed a very important transformative change. The transformative change, particularly in the reforms in the NAAC assessment and also ranking of the colleges. There are some criticism on this assessment of NAAC. Some colleges who are not so good, they are easily getting A grade or A+ grade. Then some colleges, they are very good in terms of academic reputation or employer reputation. They fail to get good accreditation, maybe due to various reasons. There is so many criticism is also there. Of course, however, NAAC is doing very good because 70% is online and 30% is offline. It is on a blended mode. Now the peer team members are also selected on a very competitive basis. Still, there are some institutions they are crying for justification of this accreditation, what you call grading. So in this aspect, the committee suggested that we are going away with the grading system, and in its place, a new system has come into force. Maybe from this time, only 4 months are left for this old system. Now, those who are already submitted IOE or away, they can go, and otherwise other colleges also, if they are ready to go for this old accreditation system, they can submit within 4 months. After 4 months, what is happening is there is a transformative change, as there is a reform called as whether the institution can be categorized into two only, that is whether accredited or not accredited. That's it. So what is going to happen is this is purely a self-assessment type of accreditation. If college is satisfied itself, that is, yes, it can be accredited, and we have ready with all the aspects, all the criteria. Even the recent criteria is also, there is little change. For example, earlier we have 8-point grading basis is there. Now the 8-point grading basis is there. And under this binary accreditation, there are only two options are available, whether it is accredited or not accredited. What should happen is the institution is primarily responsible for the data that is available in the public domain. Everything must be in a public domain. And that means your college website is a wonderful gateway for exploring all this. And one important outcome of this is many of our institutions or HEAs are now accredited well, even globally. So there is one is NAAC is there, MBA is there, NRF is there. Apart from this, this committee also gone through the processes and outcomes of and impact of QS World Rankings, and also Times Higher Education ranking also they have gone for. And it is actually an amalgamation of all this. And now under this binary, and next level is coming to the maturity level of accreditation. And for this, they have amalgamated and they have incorporated all the best practice, that is global best practice available across the world. So coming to the binary system, it is almost a self-disclosure of your college parameters based on this new system or new methodology. This new system is mostly based on outcome-based, and they also look for impact. Any program you are introduced in your HEA, it should have some impact. The impact must be on the people, that is students, the primary stakeholders. The impact must be on the society. The impact must be on the economy. The impact must be on the even the stakeholders, that is employer. So all these features are now incorporated. Basically, most of the recommendations now coming under this new format is based on the QS World Rankings, where the academic reputation and employer reputation are the four most important things. So it is again a voluntary system where the institutions can opt for whether accredited or non-accredited. Okay, once they are accredited, then it can go for a maturity level of level 1, level 2, and level 3 and level 4. So up to level 4, we can achieve excellence at national level. That is, if you are excelled in academics, if you are excelled in research, if you are excelled in all aspects of the earlier criteria, now it is outcome-based and impactful criteria, they can go for at level 5. This level 5 is called as a global excellence. That is, these institutions must go for the global level of ranking systems. Before that, the institutions gradually they go for the award degree awarding institutions. So these colleges need to transform as the degree awarding institutions. If any college has to be degree awarding, they go for the maturity level of accreditation, that is level 1 to level 4. Then only a college can be converted into or designated as a degree awarding institution. So there is a timeline for this level 1 to level 3 and level 3 to level 4. So based on these levels, there may be most of the levels 100% for level 1 100%. It may be online or on-site accreditation only. And for from level 2 onwards, there is again a blend of that is online as well as offline assessment by the NAAC team also. So these are some of the considerations. And what is very important is the responsibility of the faculty, the stakeholders, the alumni, the students, and it is everybody's responsibility. So if you are really confident, only you can go for these levels of accreditation, that is maturity-based accreditation. And not only that, they are expecting that under new education policy, It is a holistic and a multidisciplinary education. So once you want to go for level 5, it should be multidisciplinary. Multidisciplinary is a cutting across different fields and different disciplines. All the disciplines, it is in-depth disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary approach. It is not only the vertical approach, it is also a horizontal approach for having multiple schools of thought in your academic institutions. So everybody must have this in mind. And not only that, as per NEP 2020, you are supposed to incorporate all the education policy, the parameters and the criteria wise. For example, they will ask for whether your institution is a multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary. So you have to move towards multidisciplinary education. And you have to introduce your institution has to move forward for vocationalization of education also. That is introduction of different skill course. Recently, when U.S. chairman also pointed out that our institutions, particularly the degree colleges, the UG college has to evolve a framework for enhancing the skill education in respect of NSQ of level 4 and above, that is particularly the artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, drones, and digital literacy and digital marketing like this. All these courses, they come under skill enhancement courses, and you have to you have a skill development center in your college. So it is one of the important recommendations by NEP 2020. Not only that, you have to, all the colleges have to go for DigiLocker system, and you have to go for ABC, that is Academic Bank of Credits. And for having this Academic Bank of Credit, there is a choice of incorporating or registering under the SWAYAM local chapter, where you can offer SWAYAM courses. Maybe you can design SWAYAM courses from your institution. That is very important. Or at least you can take the SWAYAM courses, which are credit transferable courses also. So that can be transferred to your college. This must be on a blended approach as per NEP 2020. That is 60% offline and 40% is online. So you can take SWAYAM courses as well. That is MOOC courses. Not only that, you can also opt for recently Government of Andhra Pradesh has MOU with edX. Very shortly, Government of AP is offering edX courses also. You can also blend with this. And sorry. And I recommend that you can also, particularly the autonomous colleges, as on today, there are so many autonomous colleges are there. The autonomous colleges can have a specialized board of studies to have this 60-40 blended mode of education in your institutions. Like this, you can also have what you call OBE and OBL. That must be very impactful. That must be very outcome based also. So you have to look for this. So if you incorporate all these recommendations, these are also called as the trends in new education policy. It is better to go for different levels of accreditation in the coming new format. So binary accreditation is nothing but it is a self-disclosure of your institution that yes, you are ready for accreditation. Once you are ready and this is purely online, your college is given a tag called accredited institution. Okay, now we have your institutions accredited. You can go for gradually. Why it is called as a maturity based one? Because you need to go for gradually for level 1, and after passing through level 1, you can go for level 2, and after passing this level 2, you can go for level 3, and after passing level 3, you can go for level 4. Level 4 is considered as the excellence and national level. This is nothing but earlier it is called Institute of Excellence also. So it is a national level highest form of accreditation, mature accreditation. Once you have accredited at national level, you can also go for level 5, that is a global level. You have to compete at global level. Nowadays, our universities and our colleges, even some of the colleges are also competing global level. And recent UC chairman also told that the Study India project, you can also invite the students from foreign countries so that we can have a twinning program. So this is the outcome, and this must be very impactful on the society and as a whole your college. So these are very transformative changes for the coming days. And of course, there is a single portal will be coming among the program accreditations.
BOS attendance.
I think there is some disturbance. Jayanti madam, please mute yourself. These are some of the inputs incorporated under this transformative reform for strengthening assessment and accreditation of HCS. There is another thing called as orientationism. The institutions can be divided into old and new institutions. For old institutions, and there is also called as a legacy, called as the heritage and the legacy based. So there will be another criteria. That criteria is based on the value of the institution, that is called as the perception of the institution on society. So at national level, state level, even the global level. Say for example, some colleges in Delhi like Sri Ram College and Lady Sri Ram College, these colleges have some global perspectives. So they can directly go for the level 5 of maturity type of accreditation. So these are all the different transformative changes or methodologies that are changed. Now it is basically the outcome-based education and outcome-based assessment also. And basically the teacher plays very important role, because there is more points for academic reputation as per the QS World Rankings. Now it has been designed. So academic reputation, fortunately, the southern states, whether it is Kerala or Andhra Pradesh, our teachers are very well equipped, whether it is online courses, A.C.T, MOOCs, or innovative pedagogy, even the curriculum designing. Many of our faculty are going to design curriculum in regional language also for UGC. So this is one important outcome. So all these type of outcomes you have to map in the new accreditation procedure, so that our institutions can get up to level 4 in the coming days. So this is the new framework. I think I have given 20 minutes. Any queries, please?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Can I close my session, because I have
Hello,
20 minutes? I think it is over.
Sir.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, I have a question. That
Yeah.
what all you spoke about is for general colleges. What about the colleges which are standalone, like a B.Ed college? They are a standalone college, so how they would become a multidisciplinary and so on? And
Yeah,
then
multidisciplinary, madam. Yeah, multidisciplinary. It happens only at level 5. Meanwhile, what is happening is you have to write document. We are in the process of going towards multidisciplinary. It is a progressive one. It is a progressive one. Actual multidisciplinary comes at level 5. So there is no, you need to worry, but slowly you are, for example, madam, in your college, maybe you are offering commerce, you are offering science, you are offering arts also. There is nothing but a multidisciplinary. But multidisciplinary in a broader sense is more, that is engineering and medicine also comes in course.
Sir, could you just give one, two, punchlines where a B.Ed college could go to a higher grade, keeping the NAAC new accreditation in mind?
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
So, with respect to the B.Ed colleges that we have, we are basically a B.Ed teacher education college. So, in that case, what something that we could add up so we could go to a higher level? Because if we compare at this level, so we would not even reach to the level 4 in that case. So, could you just give little idea that we can do so that we can go to a higher level? Yes, sir.
It is already there, madam. For teacher education also, you can go for the multidisciplinary approach. That way you can start degree courses, you can start engineering, like IITs and other models. Now it is even education is also integrated one. So you can also integrate the courses and programs, so that you can also arrive at multidisciplinary approach.
Okay,
the GO is already issued. The GO is already issued. Even our degree colleges are also offering teacher education. This is one way of amalgamating teacher education to general education. That can do. I think it is clear, madam.
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Anil sir, thank you very much for
Thank
accepting.
you, sir. Thank you for giving this offer.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sir, with your permission, can I leave?
Sir, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm D. Vinny Teja, lecturer in chemistry, Government SKR and SKR Government College for Women, Kadappa. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our dynamic principal, Dr. V. Salim Basha Garu, with you all. His educational qualifications are MSc, BEd, PhD. He worked as school assistant from 1997 to 2001, as junior lecturer from 2001 to 2006, as assistant professor of chemistry from 2006 to 2021 in Anantapur. He is serving as principal for government degree colleges since 2021. He is a very good academician with more than 18 years of research experience. At present, sir is guiding 2 PhD scholars as a research guide. He published many research papers in many reputed national and international journals. He is the author of many books and delivered radio talks as well. His innovative practices include mnemonics in Telugu to remember D and F block elements of periodic table, chemistry Antyakshari to introduce new chapters and topics in the classroom. He is the recipient of AP State Best Teacher Awardee 2017 by Government of Andhra Pradesh. So with this brief introduction, I request our principal, Dr. V. Salim Basha sir, to deliver keynote address.
Thank you very much, Vinny Teja madam. Good afternoon to all the learned professors of higher education institutions. Today, we all have gathered through online to share and discuss our views and new ideology put forth by renowned academicians who improved the existing accreditation mechanism more modern and effective to achieve direct outcomes of new education policy. The UGC has recently announced about the replacement of existing grading system with a rating system for NAAC accreditation. Till now, autonomous colleges, affiliated colleges, or universities were given grading of A++, A+, A, B++, B+, P, like that, based on their infrastructural facilities, academic excellencies, student progression, research and collaborative activities, leadership and governance activities, etc. UGC guidelines state that the colleges and universities were broadly categorized as institutions with global exposure and institutions with national exposure. When we come across the binary accreditation, the institutions will be categorized as either accredited or not accredited, instead of allotment of grades, which is a longer process. The system encourages institutions to build up their level with national and global excellence, which leads to multidisciplinary research and collaborative research and education. This can enhance the hygienic and positive approach rather than producing difficult documents with so much difficulty for getting old type of grades. In this context, the organizers rightly chosen the topic Transformative NAAC Reforms 2024, and we shall be listening to excellent speakers, Dr. M. Jayalakshmi Madam from Kerala and Dr. C.V. Krishnaveni from our own college, who is the material and backbone of in the collaboration with ACT Academy and organizers of this event. Hope their expertise will clarify your doubts and will help to get acquaintance regarding the new reforms in NAAC and enhancing the quality and credibility. My sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Saudamini Meenan Madam and other organizers of ACT Academy for their collaborative support, and Dr. C.V. Krishnaveni for her effort, and all the well-wishers of online and on the screen and off the screen, and Vinny Teja Madam, Sachidevi Madam, Harita Madam of our own college. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Madam.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all the faculty members of this seminar. I am A. Harita, lecturer in computer science at GDC Women Kadappa. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's Session-1 resource person, Dr. N. Jayalakshmi, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, K. Viduru Nagar. Ma'am completed her ME in CSE from MS University during 2007 and PhD from Anna University during 2019. Ma'am has 17 years of professional career with NAAC and CARE. Ma'am is an active IEEE member. She acted as a secretary for IEEE ITS Madras chapter from 2015 to 2020, and from 2020 she has been elevated as IEEE senior member. Ma'am acted as PI for project disease identification and detection in tomato leaf using machine learning worth 3 lakhs rupees. Ma'am has also acted as project mentor for the international project Diana under IEEE EPIC scheme during 2022. Ma'am has also involved to establish a center for artificial intelligence and machine learning. Ma'am organized 2 IEEE international conferences and acted as reviewer for reputed international journals, namely Fuzzy and Intelligent Systems, Plant Production, Multimedia Tools and Applications, Valley Book Chapter. Ma'am organized more than 15 seminars, workshops funded by various government funding agencies like BST, DBT, IEEE. Ma'am has delivered many guest lectures on deep learning, algorithm analysis, data structures and algorithms, wireless sensor networks and its applications, etc. Ma'am is currently guiding 6 research scholars. She has published several papers in reputed national and international journals and conferences and have 3 patents. Currently, Ma'am is acting as an Innovation Ambassador at CAT and convener for NAAC and AKS activities. We are very happy and proud to have your session in our webinar, ma'am. A very warm and heartfelt welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for the introduction. I'll share my screen. Hope my screen is visible now. Shall we start the session, sir? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, we can start.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. So, good afternoon to all the faculty members. Sorry. Today we are going to have a session about existing NAAC and its drawbacks. We cannot say it is a drawback, but some ups and downs are there in our existing NAAC system. So, to overcome that ups and downs, the new methodology has been framed. So, in order to understand that, we should first know what is the existing NAAC methodology, NAAC process. So, we'll start with NAAC. Before getting into that, we'll see the introduction about NAAC. So, actually, what is NAAC? We all know that it is nothing but a national assessment as well as accreditation council. What is the use of this name, this council, or what is the aim of this council? This council is used to measure the higher education institution. So, in terms of quality, so whether the quality education is provided by the higher education institution, in order to confirm that, this council has been framed by the Government of India, and this council is running behind the UGC, that is University Grant Commission. So, it was established during the year of 1994 by the national policy, national education policy, which is introduced on that year 1986. Now we are running NEP 2020. Like that, we have the NEP during 1986. During that policy, this NAAC was established. So, why this NAAC is very important? Because as we discussed, it is important to measure the quality of the higher education institution. This NAAC has been introduced. So it is the higher education institution, whether they want to go for NAAC or not, it is their own voluntary. But after some years, so for example, after June 2022, UGC has decided this NAAC must be mandate for all higher education institutions across our country. So this has been coming to the law after June 2020. Though this has been coming to the law, still 80% of the higher education institution is not under the NAAC accreditation process. So in order to make this process easier, in order to make all the higher education institutions to undergo the NAAC process, now the government has changed the NAAC frame into some other structure. So how this structure is framed? What is the task behind this structure? All those things we are going to discuss now. So first thing, NAAC is going to evaluate the standard in terms of educational process and its outcome, curriculum coverage, teaching learning process, research, infrastructure, learning, governance, financial, as well as the best practice. So these are the factors that are measured by the NAAC in order to measure the quality status of the higher education institution. So this is the vision and the mission of the NAAC. Why NAAC has been introduced in our country, why it is running by the UGC, what is the use. So as we said, in order to measure the higher education quality, the NAAC has been introduced in terms of periodic assessment, quality teaching, self-evaluation, autonomy, research, stakeholders feedback, all those things are going to be measured by the NAAC. So, in order to measure all these things, NAAC has some set of procedures. We have to follow the procedure. Based on step-by-step procedure, only finally a higher education institution has been accredited by the NAAC Council. So, what is that procedure? We are going to see that. So, by applying the NAAC and after accrediting by the NAAC, the benefit of the NAAC for the higher education institutions are, we know the strength of every higher education institution knows the strength of our own strength, as well as we know the teaching learning process. What are the teaching learning process, pedagogical initiative we are undergoing, and what are the best practice we can have and how it can be improved. What are the quality improvements we should have? All those things can be measured. So finally, each higher education institution can measure the strength as well as weakness. That is what known as SWOT analysis. All those things can be identified by the higher education institution itself. So this is the benefit for every institution is going for the accreditation process. So these are the objective of the NAAC process in order to measure the quality aspect in terms of teaching, as I said, stakeholders, in terms of research, in all aspects, we are going to measure the quality. So how we can go for the NAAC accreditation? Who can apply for NAAC? All the higher education institutions in our India, which is located in India. The offshore premises must be located in India. It should not be, we cannot go for offshore, which is available at the other countries. The main thing is all the higher education institution in India, which can be autonomous college, which can be constitution college, which can be a university, which can be a central college, state government college, private college, deemed university, whatever higher education institution in India, they can apply for the NAAC in order to measure the quality of the particular institution, their own institution. So before applying for the NAAC, each higher education institution must apply in the ASH portal, which is nothing but All India Survey on Higher Education Portal. This reference number is very important to apply for the NAAC. So this is the very first, this is the requirement or the need in order to apply for the NAAC. So how to apply for the NAAC? First thing, we have to go into the NAAC portal and we have to register for the NAAC. The second thing, we have to submit our IAAK assessment. What is that? It is nothing but our own institution quality assessment sheet, information sheet, we are going to submit it. For this, we have to pay some amount of fee. The fees are now revised, so I have given the old fee only. we have to submit our IAK assessment sheet in the NAAC portal. Once this sheet is uploaded, that is this IAK portal is uploaded, next step is we are going to submit our SSR. What is meant by this SSR? SSR is nothing but self-study report. This self-study report gives the complete description about our institution, about each, which institution is going for the NAAC, for that institution is going to submit the SSR, which is categorized into criteria wise, which has the 7 criteria. We will see it later. Each criteria has its own requirement. It describes, it has the content, and we have to fill the content about our own institution. So this has to be submitted through the NAAC portal after the acceptance of IAQA, that is information, quality information, the assessment sheet, and this has to be submitted within 45 days of the acceptance of the IAQ. So again, submitting this SSR, we have to pay the fee. Now the fees has been revised, as I said. So we have each college, mono-faculty college or multi-faculty college. Mono-faculty, as we all know, it is running a single degree of program, same degree of program. Multi-faculty, different degree of program. Each institute has to submit a fee in order to submit this SSR, self-study report, to the NAAC portal. After submitting this SSR, we have to wait for the DVV process. So what is this DVV? It is nothing but data validation and verification process. So this data validation and verification process will verify our document. The document is nothing but our report, SSR report, which we have submitted in the online in NAAC website. Whatever data provided by the higher education institution is going to be validated and verified and validated by the one agency, validated by the government, that is during the DVV process, data verification and validation process. During that time, they may ask query, they may need in need of some clarification, they may raise query on our report, and again we need to clarify that. So we have to submit the clarification report to the DVV. Once all those things are accepted by the data verification validation portal, the next step is nothing but we have to go for SSS. What is that? Which is nothing but student satisfaction survey. It means that our institute is ready for facing the NAAC visit, NAAC peer team visit. So before the NAAC peer team visit comes to our institute, that is higher education institute, this SSS should be completed, which is nothing but student satisfaction survey. This has to be completed by our student to the institute which is applied for the NAAC. The student has to complete the satisfaction survey. Once the satisfaction survey is completed by the student within the 30 days of the survey rise, our institute has satisfied the pre-qualifier stage, and it is now ready for facing the team, that is NAAC peer team visit team. So once the higher education institute complete this pre-qualified stage, again we have to pay the fee for the peer team visit. So that is to our institute has to peer team has to visit our institute. No? For that step, again we need to register. So that register, again we have to register for that. Once that registration process, everything is completed, now our college is ready to face the peer team. We will get information from the NAAC when the peer team is going to visit, that what is the date, and after getting all those things, we'll be facing the peer team visit. Once peer team visit is completed at our college, and based on the report given by the AA, we call it as AA, assessment accreditation. Once it is report is given by the NAAC, then our college is qualified with some assessment grade that we call usually within the 4th grade, either from A, B, A, that is A in the sense A double plus A plus will be the A, again in the category of B, again in the category of C, again in the category of B. We will be in any one of these 4 mode, and our college is accredited with the NAAC, and this is valid for 5 years. This is the process or flow, how we have to apply for the NAAC and how we can get accredited by the NAAC. So these 6 steps we have to follow in order to accredit by the NAAC. So what is the process behind each step? Each step we will discuss in detail. I said the first step is nothing but we have to register the NAAC portal and we have to submit the institutional information for quality assessment. Sorry. So we have to submit the quality. That is what given over here. We can see higher education institution has to register. Then we have to submit the IAQA report. Then we have to go with the SSR submission. Once SSR submission is satisfied, the qualification, everything is completed. We are now we have to go with the SSS, which is nothing but student satisfaction survey. Before going for student satisfaction survey, DVV is clarified, data verification and validation process is done. This is done by some third party. Everything is ordered. They verified all our document in a thorough manner. Then SSS will be raised, that is student satisfaction will be raised. Once all these are completed, then our institute is now ready for the PAT visit. If anything is not satisfied during this SSR, again we have to go back and again we have to do the things. Any clarification is required by the DVV, again we have to resubmit the SSR, and again the qualification verification process will be done. Then once all the things are cleared, nothing is failed in our submission, in our SSR report, all the things are clarified by the DVV. Our final next visit is nothing but PTV management process. Our institute, higher education institute, is ready to face the NAAC committee. After that, we will be facing the NAAC, and every assessment will be physical visit will be there, and the committee will visit our college in terms of the record or document, whatever we have submitted in our SSR. All the things has been verified, and finally the committee will grade our institute. After grading our institute, then each year we have to submit the AQR submission process. That also there. If we are not satisfied with the committee grade, we can go for appeal process also. That is also possible in that after the NAAC accreditation, we will discuss that also. So these are the process. This is the complete process flow diagram for the NAAC accreditation process. So first step is nothing but IAQA, which is nothing but institutional quality assessment information sheet. We have to submit for our measure our institute quality. So that is what the first step. Before that, we said that, which is nothing but HIE registration process. We have to register ourselves in the NAAC portal. Since all the things are online based submission only, no hard copy based submission. So we are registering, our higher education institute should be registered in the NAAC portal in order to get the login credential to submit the SSR. So this is very important. This is the very first step to get the higher educational activation login credential in order to apply for the NAAC. Second step is IIK, which is nothing but quality assessment sheet we have to submit. There we are, this is the pre-qualification step, very first step in order to apply for the NAAC. IIK, we have to upload the supporting document and we have to pay the fee. Finally, our IAQA will be accepted. After the acceptance of this IAQA, within 45 days, we need to go for the SSR submission process. This is very, very, very important. We have to go for the SSR submission process. So actually, what is SSR? This SSR nothing but it says that self-study report. We are going to study ourselves. We in essence, higher education institute are going to know about themselves by submitting this document. So there are 7 criteria available in this. Each criteria speaks about the particular area of the particular process, about the college which is happening in our college, the infrastructure facility, all those research, all those criteria will be there, and we have to fill up with all those criteria. This SSR is having the data in terms of both qualitative metrics as well as in quantitative metrics. So what is this quantitative and what is this qualitative metrics? Quantitative metrics speaks about the data value. The 70% of the SSR will speak about the quantitative, because it is nothing but after submission of the SSR is going to be verified and validated, which is nothing but, as we said, it is nothing but DVV. Data verification and validation process. This data verification validation, what data we have submitted through the SSR self-study report, that is going to be validated by the DVV process. So most of the document in SSR, most of the content what we are submitting to SSR is nothing but the quantitative metrics. 70% of the SSR is nothing but quantitative metrics. Remaining 30% is nothing but quality. How good we are in teaching, in research, in applying different pedagogical methodology, infrastructure wise, best practice wise, how good we are. In order to measure our quality only, the PA team is visiting to the higher education institute to measure our quality factor. Quantitative factors are confirmed by the DVB process. And so this SSR is having 137 metrics or criteria or key indicators, whatever it may be. We have to fill out this 137 metrics in terms of data, in terms of quality, descriptive format. Whatever the requirement is there, we have to fill those documents. We have to give up with the corresponding data to go for the DVB process. So this is the step behind the DVB process. The DVB, once the SSR is submitted, the DVB checks for our SSR. Is there any deviation? The DVB asks for the report with our queries to the higher education institution. We have to clarify the DVB queries. The higher education institution submit the clarification report to the DVB in order to claim the query. Once the DVB gets that report, it checks for that submission, and it checks whether it is okay or not, whether it is validated with the process or not. Everything is going to be verified by the DVB committee. After that, all those things are happening in the online, not at the physically happens in the G. It is happening in online. Once the DVB finalized our document and it recommends that is minimum 30% should be satisfied. Minimum 30% we shouldn't have the correct data validation, verification, validation process. If it is satisfied this minimum requirement, then only DVB will recommend our SSR, and we can it will write to the NAAC. The higher education institution is now ready to face the peer team, and so to claim their quality status. So this is the process behind the DVB. After submission of the SSR, the DVB will verify and validate our document. Is there any deviation in our document? Again, we have to go with the resubmission. Again, they will ask for query. We can go with we can clarify their query with this by giving the necessary document and evidences to the DVB process. Again, they will re-verify the things. If everything is okay, then the DVB will give write to the NAAC or recommend to the NAAC. The higher education institutions ready to face the NAAC. So this is the process behind the DVB process. Once the DVB gives a recommendation to the NAAC, before the peer team visit, the intermediate process is nothing but student satisfaction survey. What is this? This student satisfaction survey says that our students, our higher education students, have to participate in the survey, and it asks about the institute in the survey. Minimum we have to 70% of the student we have to participate, but minimum requirement is 30% of student of all over the program, not only a single program. If the institute is of different degree institute, if multidisciplinary institute is there, minimum 30% of students from each disciplinary have to participate in that satisfaction survey, and they have to answer the query. This will be given to the student registered mail ID. He will be submitting the student list during the process. At that time, to those students. That is this. So it is not a set of selected students. Randomly, the students will receive them, right? And those students have to submit this satisfaction survey form, but in order to meet out the requirement. Once this is satisfied by the 30% of the students in the higher education institution, then only our institute is eligible for the NAAC visit, to face the NAAC peer team visit. So this is a very, very important process. After the completion of DVB, the student satisfaction survey is very important. So once the student satisfaction survey completes, the next step is our peer team visit, and the peer team visit completes, automatically we will be having some grade. That grade will be valid for 5 years. If you want, we can go for it. So once after this peer team visit completed and we have been accredited with a particular grade, that is, for example, if the higher education institute is going for the NAAC process for the very first time, they have to go with all these steps and face the peer team visit, and they will be accredited by some grade. This is called a cycle 1. After this cycle 1, for the first time, accredited by the NAAC council, after that, the higher education institute has to submit the annual submission of AQR, which is nothing but annual quality assurance report. This report has to be submitted by the particular higher education institute for the next 5 years, because this is nothing but NAAC has been accredited for 5 years. So for each year, this annual submission report has to be submitted to NAAC in order to ensure our quality, because this is continuous process, So this quality is ensured in all our activity, in all our activity, in order to ensure that we have to submit this quality report each year to the NAAC. So this has to be continued. Where again, after the 5 years, again the institute has to apply for the NAAC accreditation. This is called the cycle 2, cycle 3, and it goes on. To process that, again, when we go for cycle 2, again we have to do all these steps. We have to apply the IIQA, we have to go with the SSR, we have to face the DVB, and we have to complete the student satisfaction survey, and we have to face the PAT visit. It is finally the PAT will visit our institute and it will accredit. This is the step in the accreditation process. Finally, likewise, this goes on. It was the process going from 1994 to still now. We have this process and we are going with the same process. So, and speaking about SSR, what is that SSR? In that SSR, I said we have some 7 criterions. What is that criterion? We are going to discuss the same. So, because SSR submission is very, very, very important part and important task in NAAC accreditation process, and it takes some amount of time because we have to prove ourselves. Each higher education institute has to prove ourselves in terms of all these criteria, in all these aspects. We are good enough in curriculum aspect, we are good enough in teaching, learning. Likewise, we have to prove higher education institute has to climb themselves in terms of the quality. So it is very important role of each higher education institution to have good volume, good quality, good quantity of data in all these criterion aspects. So this quality is measured as well as it is also verified in quantitative aspect also. Quantitative aspect is verified by the DVB process because 70% of the SSR, as I said, 70% of the SSR speaks about the quantity and metrics only. Only 30% speaks about the quality metrics. So what is available in this criteria? First criteria is nothing but the curriculum aspect. So this curricular aspect is having some sub criteria, and we can call it as the key indicators. Usually we call it as the KIs, which has the curriculum design, curriculum implementation, academic, what is the academic flexibility we have, how curriculum is enriched or enhanced, or how, as well as the feedback from how we are getting the feedback from the stakeholders, how it is implemented, how the feedback has been processed and how it is implemented, how the feedback survey we have, whatever we have taken from different stakeholders, how it is evolved in our curriculum structure. All those things are in these point of view, we have to showcase, each higher education institution has to showcase their strength in these point of view in the first criteria, which is nothing but the curriculum aspect. So this is measurable. As I said, SSR is for measurable quantity, 70% is for quantity aspect and 30% is for quality aspect. So before that, I want to say this measurable is for 1,000 points. This 1,000 points we are split into different metrics. Totally 137 metrics are there in order to award this 1,000 points. So different category of institute is having different weightage on this criteria. Say for example, the curriculum aspect, if university is there, means in this university we'll be having 50% is the weightage for curriculum design, as well as autonomous colleges having 50% of weightage. So affiliated colleges having no weightage on this because affiliated college will depend on one common university, one government approved university for the curriculum aspect. They are not having the privilege to change the curriculum and all. So that part is not applicable for the affiliated or constituted college. It is applicable for the universities who have their own curriculum structure, and autonomous college, they have the flexibility on curriculum. So the point 50 point is awarded for the curriculum and design development only for the universities and autonomous colleges. And curriculum planning and implementation, that is applicable only for the affiliated institute and not as applicable for the universities and autonomous college. Likewise, each different category of higher education institute has different grade of mark in order to prove their strength in the each aspect, each criteria aspect. And this is a sample which is nothing but criteria, curriculum aspect, which is nothing but criteria 1. So in this curriculum aspect, if university, it has the 150 points, autonomous college is also having the same point, affiliated as well as the constituted college has the 100 points out of 1,000 points. Second criteria is nothing but the teaching learning evaluation. In teaching learning evaluation, again we have to showcase our strength in teaching learning process, continuous process, different pedagogical aspects, how our students are performed, what are the steps we are taking for slow learners, what are the steps we are taking for fast learners as well as for average learner, how we are taking the survey from the students, how it is implemented, how we are good in, we are in ICT communication, ICT handling, all these aspects we have to prove ourselves by fulfilling all these key indicators. So, and the marks for each key indicators depends upon the category of the educational institute is given here. Totally, it is with the 200 for university and 300 for autonomous institute, as well as affiliated and constituted college. It is nothing but 350 marks. So, this is our criteria too. Anyhow, all the different category of institute will come up with 1000 marks at the end. And the third criteria is nothing but research innovation as well as the extension activity, outreach activity, whatever we are doing in the higher education institution. Again, these are the different key metrics that are available in the research research innovation category, how we are doing our extension activity, what is the research strength we have, what are the research lab we have, what is the publication count we have in terms of all institute, in terms of department, what are the awards, what are the incentives towards research we are having, how research is promoted, what is the seed research activity, seed money behind that research activity we are having, what are the different collaboration activities we are having. In all these aspects, higher education institute has to prove themselves, and the category of the, based on the category of the higher education institute, the mark is awarded. Here, university is awarded with the 250 because university has their own flexibility, their own strength to showcase their research. The higher mark is given for the university compared to the other different category of institute. For autonomous, it is only 150. For affiliated, it is 110, and it is for constituent and PG institute, it is nothing but 120. This is about the criteria 3, which is nothing but research and innovation, as well as the extension outreach activity, what we have. Fourth is nothing but very important, which is nothing but infrastructure based point of view. What is this? How in order to have all these things, in order to implement our curriculum, in order to implement the research, in order to do the research, in order to have the teaching learning process, how good we are in the infrastructure. This is very important, and mostly in peer, when during the peer team visit, they will be verifying this point only. Because infrastructure they have physically verified. So infrastructure, we have to, the peer team will more focus on this category, infrastructure and learning resources. So physical facilities, laboratory facilities, teaching learning facilities, ICT facilities, maintenance of the campus, all those aspects, we have the different category of weightage. And finally, this is common for all institute, all category of institute. We are ending with the 100 marks for this criteria, which is nothing but infrastructure and learning criteria. Next criteria is nothing but student. It is focusing about the student support, student support and progression. Here, we have to speak about our student, because initially we have designed our curriculum, and the curriculum, whatever we have designed, is implemented through the teaching learning process. And in order to support the teaching learning process, we have the research also. In order to do all these things, we have good infrastructure. Now we are going to measure the outcome in terms of student. That is, what is our student progression, what are the participation of our student, what are the activities the students have done, what is the achievement in that, how alumni are progressing outside the world, all those things, all those factors we are going to give our strength in each point of view. Finally, it is going to be validated by the DVV process as well as by the NAAC peer visit. And the grade for this is 100 for the university as well as autonomous, and constitution, it is nothing but 40 and 30. Next is nothing but governance, leadership. How good our management, how supportive our management, how the leadership of our institute, how good they are, how they are doing the strategic plan, strategic activity, how it is developed, how faculty empower strategies there. All those point of view, we are going to showcase our strength. Financial aspect also, how good the management, how it is supporting to the faculty, what are the facilities that is given by the management to the faculties. In all these aspects, we are going to showcase our strength in SSR. And IQC plays a major role in this NAAC, because we are always, from the starting onwards, we are going for this NAAC process in order to showcase our quality. So IQC plays a major role in this thing. So quality assurance cells of each institute, higher education institute, should take care of all these processes in order to aggregate our higher education institute by the NAAC. So this also comes under this category: governance, leadership, as well as the management activity. This is about the method. And finally, it is ended with the 100 marks. So the total is not given on there. Finally, it is ended with the 100 marks. This last criteria is nothing but this. It is nothing but the institutional values and best practices. We have good infrastructure, we have good management, which supports all our activities, which support the students, which support the faculties, which provides all the infrastructure, which gives the incentives. We have better curriculum, we have better teaching, learning, pedagogical process, research is also good. Then how it is good, how it has been converted into good, how we are achieving the outcome. That is, so we are going to showcase all these process, and any of the processes, one process or two or more process, some process has been identified as best practice. Because of this practices only, our institute is having this much strength, and we can showcase our quality. And because of this, our students are shining at the outside. So this is nothing but institutional values. These factors are covered in terms of institutional values as well as the best practices. What is our institutional distinctiveness? All those things we are going to speak. And again, it is nothing. It is for the 100 marks. So by covering all these different categories of 137 metrics or key indicators, we will end up with 1,000 marks for each category of the higher education institute. Now, this 1,000 mark is going to be converted into the grade factor. That is, we all know that NAAC grade maximum of 4, right? We all know that. So how this 1,000 is going to convert it into that grade? When we have 3.5 to 4, we'll be in A++. So how it is identified 3.5 to 4? This key factors have to be converted into the grade percentage factor. Key percentage, grade, criterion percentage. Finally, it is cumulative criterion percentage. We have to calculate it. So how it is calculated? That is the introduction. Finally, all these SSR and the mark has been given by the DVB process. Everything is completed. We will be having the visit by the DVB process. Sorry, PTV, peer visit. They have to grade themselves. How they have to grade the higher education institution in terms of A, B, C, D. So what is this? That is calculated with the cumulative grade point. How it is calculated? We'll be seeing here. That grade is calculated with the help of key aspect wise. We discuss about the key aspect. If 1 is there, means 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2. Likewise, 2 is there, means 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. These are called as key indicators. By calculating the value of each key indicators, we are going for the calculation of the criterion wise weighted grade point. After calculating the criterion wise grade point, we are going to calculate the cumulative grade percentage for our institute. These are the steps behind the calculation of the grade point. How it is calculated? We can see here. It is calculated based on the 4 scales. 4 scale, we all know that because NAAC ended with the 4 maximum of 4 is there. So it is calculated at the grade point, key aspect wise grade point. So how the key aspect wise grade point is calculated? It is multiplied. Whatever value we have obtained for each criteria, that is multiplied with the weight factor. That is what given in the last formula. That is multiplied with this weight factor. What is this weight factor? This weight factor ranges from 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How it is given? During the NAAC peer team visit, the peer team members, the expert members, committee members will weight our value, will give weight for the each criteria aspect. For 1.1, what is our weight? Even though we have obtained in the value in the DVB process, for the criteria aspect, say for example, it is the in this category for the student, say for example, in student support and progress, in student support, we have the 5.1, it is nothing but student support, maximum of 30 for the university. So this is the value out of 100. This is multiplied with the weight factor, which is given by the peer team visit. It is, they may give either 1, they may give either 2, depends upon our strength. They may give either 3 or they may give either 4. That value is multiplied. That is what given over here. It is multiplied with the values, and we will be getting some grade point weightage for the each key aspect wise grade point we will be getting. That is finally average with all the grade, all the key indicators which is applicable to the particular criteria, and that value will be assumed for the corresponding criteria grade percentage. Likewise, for each criteria, we will be calculating the grade percentage. Finally, we will be getting the average, and that is awarded as the our NAAC grade, NAAC accreditation grade. We'll see how it is calculated also. This is finally, I said no, for each criteria, it will be calculating the grade percentage, and it is average will be considered for the institutional grade percentage. How it is calculated, we'll be seeing that. And once we are calculating the grade percentage, definitely our grade will fall on these category from less 1.5 to 4, and the grade for each letter grade, that is we call it as A, B, C, D, the grade will be falling on this category, A double plus to D, top to bottom I'm saying. So 3.5 to 4 means it is A double plus, and we all know this. 3.26 to 3.5 means A plus, 3.01 to 3.25 it is A, likewise it goes on. Finally, if we are less than 1.5, it is nothing but D. We are in D. Once the institutions given with the grade D, it is nothing but not aggregated status. Other than that, all the grade is in the aggregated status only. So this is a sample calculation survey, as I said. See, for example, in the criteria 1, we have the curriculum design and development. That is the weightage for curriculum design and development is nothing but 50 marks. That is the criteria wise weightage given. And the peer team is going to assign weight for this criteria weightage in terms of 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Say, for example, if the peer team is given the weight as the 3 weights, now it is multiplied. This predetermined weight criteria weight 50 is multiplied with this 3, and we will be getting some weightage. Likewise, each it is going to be multiplied with the weight which is given by the peer team visit. See here for academic flexibility, here say for example it is 2 means 50 into 200. And finally, all these aspects is summed together, and this weightage is calculated in terms of grade percentage. See here, it is nothing but key aspect wise grade point is nothing but 320, and predetermined weight is nothing but 150. So 350 divided by 150, we'll be getting 2.13. This is the grade percentage, how it is calculated for the first criteria, which is nothing but criteria 1. Likewise, it is going to be continued for all criteria. Teaching learning process, again, what is the grade which is given by the peer team visit? And actually, actual predetermined weight, it is multiplied, and final value is divided by with the predetermined weight. See here, it is nothing but 580 divided by 200, which we are getting 2.90. Likewise, for each criteria, we will be getting some grade percentage, 2.5, and this is for criteria 5. Likewise, you will be getting grade percentage. After getting this grade percentage, now we are going to calculate the institutional grade. See here, this 1000 is nothing but predetermined weight 1000, and this is nothing but criteria wise key criteria wise grade point, whatever we obtain, and this is nothing but the grade point. Now we are going to calculate the institutional wise grade point. Institutional grade point is calculated by getting the average of key aspect wise grade point divided by the predetermined grade point. And once we do this, we will be having some value, grade point value. This will decide in which aggregated status we are, which letter grade we are getting. That is decided by this grade point percentage only. So now, say for example, in this example, it is nothing but 2.45. This 2.45 belongs to the letter grade B, and the performances, we know that very good, that category I have listed here, and B stands for good, and the status is nothing but aggregated. Unless until if you are not in D, all the status are aggregated status only, and the letter grade will be varying starting from A plus to say downwards, it is C. So it will be varying. So this is the way the current NAAC system is there, and they are calculating the grade point by that the institution is in the aggregated status of the specific grade, either it is A plus plus or A or so on. So once it is calculated, what is the next step? That is nothing but assess the outcome. No? Now the peer team has this one, but the peer after the completion of the peer team visit, The peer team won't release this result to the institute. They will go and the result will be released in our login. That is, institution can see the result in the institution login only. In the term of assessment outcome document, which is nothing but peer team visit. And the qualitative aspect, graphical representation chart is also available, as well as the score report is also available. Grade sheet, finally we'll be having some grade sheet by indicating all these weightage. You might have seen our each institute who are at NAAC, they have the grade sheet for each criteria aspect. What is the grade point for the corresponding criteria of each institute? That is called as grade sheet. These three will be available in the institute, that NAAC, our login, higher education institute login. So what is available in the peer team report? They have the 4 sections. First one is nothing but the general information about the institution in terms of its context. And the second one is nothing but the qualitative aspect. What is the descriptive information which is available? What is the strength and weakness of the higher education institution in each criteria wise? That is listed in the second section. Third section speaks about the overall analysis of the institutional strength, weakness, SWOT analysis will be, SWOT analysis will be seen. That thing will be described in the section 3. And the 4th section speaks about the recommendation for quality enhancement. What is the further things we can go with that? Further enhancement, what we can go for each institution, higher education institution go for. That recommendation will be given in the 4th section. This is the section-wise report which is given by the peer team. Next, as I said, graphical information representation in order to speak about our qualitative metrics, that is for and the quantitative metrics, how quality we are, how good we are, what are the quantitative factors we have. Finally, grade sheet is applied over here. So up to this is the current process we are going in our NAAC. Sorry, we are having in the existing NAAC system. And when this is over means, once it is released, means our institution, higher education institution is accredited with the NAAC process. If after completion of this, if any of the higher education institution is not satisfied with this result, they can go for appeal. So that is given in the that facility. That option is also available in the portal. So the institute has to go for appeal of this result within the 15 days of the declaration of the result. Within the 50 days. Once it is declared, once we go for the appeal, then we have to submit our appeal document, appeal online, all those things based on the performance which is available in our NAAC website also. And within the 45 days of our appeal, and for this also we have to pay the additional fee. Once it is rectified, again the NAAC, the peer team members, that is the NAAC officials will consider our appeal and they will verify with all our documents for the change of grade if it is applicable. So fine. And then this is one case which is nothing but appeal of our result. The next is reassessment. Say for example, if we are in the level of P and we want to move to the next level, means no need to wait for 5 years period. We can go for reassessment. That process is called as reassessment. After 1 year, after completing the NAAC visit, after 1 year, we can go for reassessment within the 3 years period of the NAAC period. So this facility is also available in our NAAC. The institute can upgrade themselves. For the upgradation, they no need to wait for 5 years period. If they are strong enough, if they are good in the quality, they can go after 1 year period of the NAAC accreditation result. This process is also possible. Next is if what this is during the DVB process. I said about DVB after the submission of SSR, that is health study report. The DVB will verify the DVB process starts. That is data validation, verification, and validation process. They will validate the document whatever we have submitted in the portal. Sorry, whatever we have submitted in the portal. If the DVB is not satisfied with the portal, if there is any inconsistent, if there is any mismatch in the portal, we have to give the clarification to the NAAC, and we can. It is possible for the institute to give the clarification. So, but in order to do all these processes, the institute score must be minimum. It should be greater than 30% of our whole matrix. What the key aspect we have discussed, the criterion-wise key aspect. On that key aspect, whatever weightage is given, we should score greater than minimum 30%. If this is that, then only the institute document will be verified, and the institute is now eligible for SSS student satisfaction survey. Then only we can do the PTV process, that is peer team visit process. That is what given over here. Otherwise, this is not possible. If we are not satisfied with that minimum 30%, if we are above the level, the 30% above level is the DVB will be constructed and the final peer team visit will be conducted. If we are within this range, the deviation is greater than 10% and less than 50%, 15% means they will query us and we have to give the valid explanation. If not, the peer team visit will be cancelled also. If the deviation is greater than 15%, automatically it will be cancelled and our information will be, the institute information will be, such institute will be, information will be given to the other statutory bodies, higher councils. So once all these processes are over, and if the institute is very new, if the higher education institute is very new, and the institute is not having not enough idea or not enough knowledge to apply for the NAAC, means for that also NAAC has some provision. That provision is called as Parnash provision. What is that? It is nothing but like a mentor-mentee. We have mentor-mentee. So the institute which is already in the NAAC accredited process will be acting as the mentor institute, and the institute which is going for NAAC accreditation will be going as mentee institute, and the mentor institute can help the mentee institute. In order to go for that, the mentor, at least the mentor institute should have the grade of 2.5 and above. Then only the mentor institute can, higher education institute can act as the mentor institute and guide the mentee institute. So this option is also available there in order to help the new upcoming higher education institute to apply for the NAAC. So this is the, up to this, whatever we have discussed is nothing but the process or method or steps or the way how we are institute, higher education institute can apply for NAAC and accredited by the NAAC Council. But what is why this transformation is required? Why the government is speaking about this NAAC transformation? Not only NAAC, why the government is speaking about the transformation to the next level? Since we are here everywhere, even in for NAAC, for NBA, for NIRF, for A.C.T, or everywhere, all those things are a kind of accreditation given by the Higher Education Institute, Ministry of Higher Education, for the higher education institution to speak about their quality. So the government is based on the NEP revelation, NEP 2020 revelation, based on the NEP policy. The government is thinking about in order to connect all these different statutory bodies who are validating the quality of the higher education institute, who are validating the standard of the higher education institute to come under one umbrella. So to connect all these different statutory bodies, to synergize all these different statutory bodies in one umbrella, this transformation is required. Because for NAAC also we have to submit SSR. For NB also we have to submit SAR. So different kind of report we are submitting. Again and again, what we are going to speak then? We are going to speak about our curriculum. We are going to speak about teaching learning process. But we are giving the data in different way. But the data is common only. So to avoid this duplication, to avoid this different format of data and its validation, the government is trying to meet out the policies, refinement policies which is proposed in the NEP 2020. The vision of Ministry of Education Department is to reform this accreditation process and to make our Indian Education Institute to meet the standard level, university world ranking level. This is the main motive behind the transformation, and for this only the committee has been framed and all the committees are working behind that. One second. Can you give scenarios on 1 second? Yes, sorry. So that what I explained is even over here. We have different accreditation bodies like A.C.T, NBA, NAAC, NIRF, all these things are there. Or in all different statutory bodies, we are submitting our document. For we know that NIRF, we have to go for each and every year, we have to submit our document, and NRF is producing the annual ranking of our institute. And we know that NAAC, we are going for 5-year cycles of period. We have to apply in once in every 5 years. We know that NBA body is there. And for NBA, either the NBA will be accredited either for 3 years or 6 years. Any year we have to go with cyclic process, all these documents. And we all know A.C.T For approval of each course, we have to go by year. So everywhere we are submitting the document only. The same kind of data is going to be submitted but in different format. To avoid this duplication, to avoid this, as well as to meet out the NAP policy, NAP 2020 policy, to promote our India, because we all know that India is growing very fastly, and within 15 to 20 years, we will be reaching a very bigger level, and within 3 years of period, within 3 to 5 years of period, our Indian market will be very high. So to meet out all these things, our accreditation policy is also changed, and that is the proposal proposed by the government. And this is this describes about what is the present accreditation system and what is the proposed accreditation system based on the NAP vision. Score-based multiple grade accreditation. Here it is binary-based accreditation. That is what proposed by the government. But the committee is not proposed binary. It is something different. We will discuss that also. And Madam is also going to speak about the same, I think so. So portal, it is declared in the portal, but it is public self-disclosure. Like this, the difference between the present accreditation system as well as the NB and the difference in the NAP vision, NAP 2020 vision. So to meet this requirement only, as I said, this A.C.T, NAAC, NBA, NIRF, all these different statutory bodies are available in order to assess the higher education institute, in order to assess the accreditation, in order to give the ranking for the institute, all those things. To avoid this only, our Indian government has proposed one council, which is called as the Higher Education Communication of India, HECI. Under this Higher Education of HECI, the National Accreditation Council will play the vital role. This will perform all different kind of accreditation, and this is the motive or aim behind this transformation. Once all these are connected together, we have the one nation and one data platform, which is nothing but no different format of in order to submit the higher education, same higher education data to be submitted in different format. That is not required. We have one data platform will be available that can be used for different purposes. And that is the main aim behind this transformation. And this was valid. Once the government is having this idea and the government has appointed this committee in order to get the feedback from the stakeholders, in order to study about the pros and cons on this kind of system, all those things to implement the same. This has been introduced. This committee has been framed of the government under the head of Radhakrishnan, the chairman of IIT Kharagpur. Based on his suggestion, as well as some 25 members in different category, including the IIT, because usually IIT don't go for accreditation process. But hereafter, this one day, once it is under HECI, Higher Education Communication of India, definitely IIT will also will come under this umbrella, and they are also have to be in under the status only. So by combining all these different kind of peoples together under the head of Radhakrishnan, this first draft has been submitted to the government by January 2024, during the month of January 2024, and now it is slightly in the view further it is going to be implemented. So what the committee has suggested and what is the things given in the committee has suggested many things. I'll come by doing some brainstorming activities, by consulting with the UGC, A.C.T, NBA, NRF, NAAC, because it cannot be done in a single stretch and it cannot be taken by one district. We have to get the input from different stakeholders. By collecting all those inputs from the different stakeholders only, this kind of transformations can be done. So the committee is doing also all such activities, and slightly they have come up with some idea, and that idea is nothing but the binary accreditation status, binary accreditation. So what is the strategic plan behind that? Secure centralized database is very much important, and the technology, the modern system has been introduced in order to minimize the manual involvement of the process, whatever we are going for, whatever different types of accreditation we are going for, as well as the rising the participation of the accreditation level. As I said, though we have the higher education, many higher education institutions in India, still 80% of the higher education institutions not accredited. So in order to encourage them, why they are not at all participating? Because we all know the documentation work is many, and we have to submit many documents with the evidences. So because of that only maybe many higher education institutions are not going for this process. So to avoid all those things, the committee has some strategic plan. So main thing is one data, one platform, one nation, one data platform. Second thing is to make all the institute to participate in this accreditation process, as well as to minimize the manual involvement. Everything is modern, systematic process. To have all these things, the committee has finally come up with the accreditation, which is nothing but the binary accreditation system, which is proposed in NAP 2020 also. But what the committee has been proposed is accredited, awaiting for accredited, and non-accredited. This is the proposed given by the committee, and this is the proposal which is available in NAP. And this proposal will be implemented as per the draft of the committee. This will be implemented within the 4 months. And once the higher education institute is accredited or it is not accredited, awaiting in the sense they may still need to satisfy some requirement. If that requirement is satisfied, they will be promoted to accredited status. That is okay. Thing is, once the institute is in the accredited or not accredited status, as addressed by the guest of this program, the maturity-based accreditation follows. That will be the next step. Sorry, where the higher education institute will be in level 1 to level 5, where level 1 to level 4 will be focusing or speaking about the national level excellence, where all the institute, higher education institute who go for accreditation, who had the accredited, can further move on to the maturity-based accreditation. And in that maturity-based accreditation, again, they will fall in the category of level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. If they are in level 5, definitely they have to meet out the global level excellence and based for multidisciplinary research and education, as well as the other activities based on the NAP 2020. This is what the proposed reforms in the present NAAC accreditation process. Our present NAAC accreditation process is going to be transformed in this process only. So these are some of the references I had in order to have this PPT. So this session would have given a clear idea about what is the existing system and how this existing system is going to be transformed in the binary accreditation process. Thank you. If any doubt, you can ask.
Madam,